up, Spartans? It's Dr. L here with Spartan Mind, your chief mind doc here at Spartan. I'm starting a 3-part series on what? Optimism. Because we're moving out of 2019, moving into 2020, and I want you to start the year off right. So I'm going to give you 3 key elements to learning optimism. Yeah, that's right, learning optimism. I know some of you might think, well, aren't there just people who are born optimistic and those that aren't born optimistic? It actually doesn't work that way. Yes, you might meet people who are a little bit more positive than others, but we actually can all learn optimism. So the first element that we're going to review is that individuals who learn optimism learn that things aren't always permanent. So let me give you an example of that. Let's say, for example, you went and you applied for a new job, and unfortunately, you didn't get that job. Well, optimism, weaving optimism in, would look like this. Okay, I didn't get that job, but there's another job out there for me, right? That's believing that things aren't permanent. They're not always going to stay the same, okay? So, and when we begin to weave in that element of optimism, the idea that things are not always permanent, guess what? We make better choices and we do more. Because if we're weighed down by that feeling of pessimism, if we're weighed down by that belief that, gosh, things are always going to be this way, well, then why would we apply for that other job, right? Because it's painful if we don't get that job. So if we think that way, then we may even not apply for that next job. If we weave in that element of optimism, then what happens is that we continue to engage. We continue to move forward, right? We apply for the next job and maybe even the next job. And maybe even we apply for a job that doesn't even align with our skill set, but it's something that we really like, okay? So that's the first piece that I want you to start to weave in, is when something comes up for you and it's painful or it doesn't feel good or it doesn't match what you're hoping for, I want you to start to bring in the thinking, well, it's not always going to stay that way. It's not permanent. And that's the first element that's going to bring more optimism into your life in 2020.